So what I wanted to do this morning, just to start it off, is I wanted to share with you, it's the holiday season. We're celebrating Christmas in next Monday, and it's the holiday season. There's a lot going on right now here in the US, and I'm guessing where you are too, depending on what the holiday that you're celebrating and how many traditions are around it. But a part of English and learning English and speaking English is being able to understand cultures and customs and being able to understand some of the cultures and customs and traditions that happen here in the United States and being familiar with them. Whether you do the same or celebrate the same way or not, those of you who are in the US, many people around you and a lot of your native speaking friends and coworkers are participating in some of these traditions. And so I find that it's good to kind of get you familiar with some things, and if you have questions about some of these traditions, then now's the time to ask. This is a safe place to be able to ask those questions if you have just wondered about some traditions or some things that native speakers do. So I'm going to, here at the beginning of this webinar, and feel free while I'm talking, if you have questions that you've brought to, that you need answered, or words that you want to work on, or sounds that you want to work on, we will still do that too. So write them in the questions box so that once I finish this, we can look and see if there are any questions. But as I go through my traditions and our traditions during the holiday season, I then want to turn it over to you and ask you about some of the traditions that you do during this time of year, so that we can all learn, but then also I'll be listening to your pronunciation and your fluency while you tell me, and we'll be practicing the 3 easy tips and then any other sounds and things that you want to practice today. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share. I'm going to share this here. Okay, so I'm going to go through a few pictures of some things that we've been doing, myself and my family, through this holiday season, and talk about some of the traditions that happen not only for my family, but tend to happen for a lot of families and people here in the United States. So my family and I celebrate Christmas. We are Christian, and we have, we're very involved in our religion, and so Christmastime is a big deal for us. And so there's both the spiritual kind of side of things, and then there's just the fun traditional side of things with Santa Claus and the Christmas tree and things. So we kind of keep the birth of Christ, and we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, and then we also do all these fun other activities. So for us, and for those of you who are kind of new to the program and new to me, I have 4 boys, and these are 3 of my oldest ones. I have 9-year-old Andrew, 7-year-old Jimmy, and 4-year-old Luke, and then I have a 1-year-old baby Thomas. And so during Christmas time, the first thing we do right after Thanksgiving is that we decorate for Christmas. And we put up a tree, and we have ornaments that we put on the tree. A lot of our ornaments are things that the kids have made, things that they've made in their school, and other ornaments of things that we've done together as a family. So that's what our Christmas tree tends to look like. Another thing that we do during the holiday season, we try to do it throughout the year, but there's a special effort during the holiday season, is to do service projects. and to do, do giving and provide Christmas for other families who might not be able to. And this year we went to a place called Feed My Starving Children, and they pack food for people all around the world who are in places that don't have access to good food. And so we did that as a service project as a family. Another tradition, and this is something that might be interesting to some of you who are in the United States. Have any of you heard of the white elephant gift exchange? And you can comment in the questions and things. I'm watching the questions box. But a white elephant gift exchange has two different meanings. And this is kind of an important cultural thing in the United States, because I actually got it wrong. Even as a native speaker, I got it wrong because there's two meanings of a white elephant gift. So a white elephant gift, and I should have brought a picture of kind of a true white elephant gift, but the meaning of a true white elephant gift is a gift that is just crazy and strange and something very silly that nobody would really want. For example, I've seen like these hats that have reindeer ears, and there's like rings that you toss onto the reindeer ears, and it's just a silly gift. And then there's another definite, and then there's kind of another way people use the white elephant gift is just like a gift certificate or a nice like treat or goodie bag or something like that. Some blankets. So you'll see like here there's a blanket, and here there's a bunch of chocolates. So there's these two different definitions of white elephant gift, and there's a game that goes along with it. It's called a white elephant gift exchange. And there's this game that goes along with it where everybody brings a gift, and then it goes in the middle here. You see there's gifts in the middle, and then everyone chooses a number, and you go from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and everybody takes a turn and either chooses something from here, or they can steal a gift from someone that has already opened it. And so it's this funny little game that happens a lot at Christmas parties. So this is actually a Christmas party of some women that I play basketball with every week. We get together at Christmas time and do a party and a white elephant gift exchange. And so the first year I went to this party and I started playing basketball with these women. I thought it was the first definition, where it's just a silly, strange gift that nobody would want. Because when I think white elephant gift, that's what I thought. So I brought a really silly gift and a strange gift. And in fact, their definition of white elephant gift was more like this, where it's chocolates and blankets and just a fun little treat or fun little gift card to something. And so they were nicer gifts. And so it was a little embarrassing for me, actually, the first time, because I didn't know them very well. And I show up with this funny gift, and everyone just kind of laughed and, was able to explain to me the way they play the white elephant gift exchange game. And so that from then on, I was able to, the next 3 years that I've gone to it, I have brought a gift similar to what they do. So if you're ever invited to a white elephant gift party, make sure that you ask questions and ask what it is that the white elephant, what kind of gift is used in a white elephant gift exchange. Okay. So it's one of those, it's a funny language piece there, because it's the same word, the same type of definition, or same words used, but two very different definitions depending on the group. So something to be aware of. I actually was working with a client, one of our Pronunciation Pro students, and he was a professor at a big university, and his students invited him to a white elephant gift party. And so when we were working together, we were talking about it, and he's like, now what is a white elephant? And I was like, okay, you need to ask questions because it is different depending on the group. And so he was able to figure out what kind of gift was appropriate for this group and was able to go and have a fun time with that group. All right, excellent. Okay, so let's see, another one is going to see Santa. The kids love to sit on Santa's lap and tell Santa what they want for Christmas. So that's another, U.S. very U.S. or I mean, it's all I'm sure along other places around the world, but a lot of the kids here in the U.S. that's a big deal to be able to go and sit on Santa's lap. So those are my little Thomas's first time with Santa, and a couple of my other ones. My oldest son was sick that day, so he didn't get to go. Poor guy. Another tradition. So we have this little elf called Elf on the Shelf, and it's this little elf, and you can kind of see his eye there. He's wrapped up in toilet paper here, but basically it's this mischievous little elf that we have in our home that shows up at Christmas time from the North Pole where Santa lives, and he comes and he is there to check on the kids to make sure they're being nice and that they're listening to their parents and following the rules. And every night he goes back to the North Pole and he reports to Santa how the kids are doing. And then when he comes back the next morning, he's in a different place. So he moves around the house at night, after he comes back from the North Pole, so that the kids have to find the elf in the morning. My kids love this tradition. We started it probably 7 years ago, and they love being able to go and find our elf's name is Zelf, and go find the elf. And sometimes he does very naughty things and mischievous things like toilet papering our Christmas tree. And in the meantime, he got a little wrapped up in these. So it's kind of a fun tradition. And actually, my oldest now helps with hiding Zelf and changing his positions, and helped us with this toilet papering the Christmas tree. He's much more creative than my husband and I are. And then the last one is just, or second last one, gingerbread houses. So there's this tradition of making gingerbread houses and decorating it with frosting and candies. And the kids love doing this. It's a simple thing, but they love it, and it's a fun Christmas type of tradition. And then the last thing, and I don't have a picture of it, but we do gather with extended family, and we did that last night. We had a little gathering with all of our extended family, and I am the youngest of 9 kids in my family, and so there's about 39 nieces and nephews, and so it's a very large extended family that we were able to get together with last night, and play some games and just enjoy some time together. All right, so that's enough of talking for me. I want to hear from all of you. So I don't see any kind of some of our normal questions here and for those who are just showing up, we're talking about traditions, holiday traditions here today. And I was going through a few of our holiday traditions that are very common in the US. Especially with I went over a lot of common traditions that are very common with young kids, because that's the stage that we are in. We have 4 young kids who like a lot of these fun little holiday traditions. So what I would like to hear from you is, what are some of your traditions? And while you're talking, we'll practice those 3 easy tips and some of the sounds that you've been working on, and we'll have a little fun with this.